Digimon 2020. Welcome to the Bookkeeper's Library. My name is Candy, and today we're talking about Digimon 2020. It's here with me is before I start talking about the actual show, I really wanted to get Yuki's opinion. Yuki is my new friend here that the Bookkeeper found on YouTube, right? You do YouTube?
YouTube, DeviantArt, one of those. I'm kind of everywhere on the internet, just kind of throwing my stuff, my content to the void, seeing what sticks. So yeah.
DeviantArt.
Hi.
DeviantArt? What? So before we get into Digimon, how do you feel about the new DeviantArt change?
Oh, honestly, DeviantArt was my main gallery for a long time. I had 2,000, 3,000 subscribers on DeviantArt, but it's so much harder for me to interact now that I'm switching to using Postyburb, and I'm just going to be posting to 9 different sites at once through Postyburb instead of just interacting on DeviantArt. Eclipse is just so difficult for me to interact with people, and it's just very poorly designed. I have opinions, much like everyone else.
I kind of figured it was going to be like that, especially when it came to change. Because one of my favorite classes growing up was actually psychology. This study of the human,
a psychology study of the human mind,
the human mind. It was the
yeah,
that's
mind. Psychology.
Yeah, and I really enjoyed it. It really explained how and why people are the way they are today. And it really broke it down into an easier understanding, and so when I see stuff like a DeviantArt, how it used to be, it was the same way for a long time, and then now it's changing. I wonder if it's gonna be it's gonna go what's that website that they took off all of the not safe for work stuff. And Tumblr.
That was Tumblr.
Tumblr.
Yeah.
So he eventually. Correct me if I'm wrong. He eventually changed the rules and then sold it. Am I right?
Yeah. No. Tumblr. I use Tumblr just kind of as my main meme hub where I just have a personal. I do not put my art on Tumblr. I am not touching Tumblr with a 49.5-foot pole. But I just go there for memes, and honestly, I could tell a lot of culture shifted on Tumblr when the NSFW ban happened, and Tumblr was sold for 1% of its original value to WordPress, I think. It was a lot. So yeah, Tumblr is just a very devalued site because of the difficulty marketing to the user base.
You think I don't think not Discord, but what's it called, DeviantArt? Yeah, I don't think DeviantArt would be sold off, at least not anytime soon, but it seemed like that's something that would happen if people just stop using it.
Yeah, see, the interesting thing about DeviantArt is it's always had this attraction to people of very niche communities. We've all heard the jokes about the weird DeviantArt fetish porn, but honestly, you can't find certain communities anywhere else but DeviantArt. So DeviantArt has that going for it, but honestly, not a lot else.
Really? Yeah, I don't spend too much time on DeviantArt. I do know that the Bookkeeper has found a lot of artists from DeviantArt.
Tons of great talent on DeviantArt.
Yeah, some of our some of the library's day one artists have come right from there. That's been with the studio since been with the library since 2010. I believe.
Wow.
Or a little bit
that's
further back.
That's impressive, actually.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't come into the picture until, I can't remember. A Bookkeeper came up to me and was like, "Hey, you want to make art? I mean, not art. Oh yeah. I guess you can call it art. You want to make gameplay videos for the library? Yeah, I would love that." So now. I'm being showered with $300 drawing tablet and like a
Fancy.
all this other
Look at
all the
you.
fancy stuff. So I'm having a lot of fun, but something interesting came to my attention probably about a few months ago when Digimon 2020 came out. Like, and I'm just sitting there thinking about
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. That's all I know.
Exactly. And I have my thoughts on it as someone who used to watch all the other Digimon back in the day. In fact, when I was really little, I had a crush on one of the bad girls.
Was she hot?
I don't know. I think I was more attracted to more of the dark personality because I grew up on stuff like Chucky and everything. So when
I love Chucky. Chucky's one of my favorite slashers.
Oh yeah, it's 100% mine. I'm a Chucky diehard. Like no pun intended. Mm-hmm. And it was like a Jennifer Tilly played a really nice guy.
Gosh. Yeah. Tiffany, is that her name? I don't know. Either way, she's my waifu.
Jennifer Tilly, I think. Yeah.
No, but wasn't her character's name Tiffany?
Yeah. Oh, yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah, she is hot AF.
Yeah, she. So I was like,
she's so cute.
She is, and I'm a Chucky diehard. So when the new Chucky came out, I know this has nothing to do with anime, but when the new Chucky came out, I was like disappointed because the new Chucky is like about an AI doll that's going crazy, and yes, it's great that
I'm sorry, they made Chucky an AI.
They made Chucky an AI.
Nope. Okay, never mind. I do not like the new Chucky because I've had that on my to watch list for ever.
Oh yeah.
And I watched not the one where they're in the house and Chucky is there and trying to get them all, and the main girl character is disabled in a wheelchair and she's really cool. But I watched that one and I thought it was weird what they did with the backstory, but they did what? That's a lot.
Wait. Before we go into the AI one, do you know how the spoiler alert if anyone hasn't seen the Chucky, do you know what happened in the I think it was the Curse of Chucky? It was when the girl was in the wheelchair. Do you know what happened at the end?
What happened at the end was, I think she got blamed for all the murders that Chucky did in the house. Yep. And the last scene we see in the movie is, her being sentenced in court. Okay. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna sentence you to, life in an asylum. And then they hit the gavel and she's being led away, and Chucky doll is just sitting there bagged as evidence, and she snarls at the doll you didn't kill me, I'm still alive. And that's the end of the movie, I think.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe you didn't see the actual ending. There's more past that point.
There's more past that?
Yes. So what happened past that point, this is a big spoiler because let me tell you before. Now, I've never jumped out of my seat in excitement for a movie in my entire life. But when I saw this ending, it blew my mind. See, the thing is, the media made it sound like it was a reboot. It was not. This was not a reboot. This was an extension of the old Chucky movies. Now, Chucky, he likes to finish what he started. So all the people he was taking out were the people that wronged him from the past. Yes, they were people that wronged him from the past. Now, at the very end, you see Chucky being packed cutting his way out of a box, and so you see him cutting his way out of a box, and he turns around and there's a shotgun in his face. And who's there holding the shotgun is the little boy from Child's Play. All right?
What?
It's the little boy from Child's Play. 100%. And see, the thing is, Jennifer Tilly got back together with Chucky. I don't know how it happened, but they got back together. Now, and
yeah, because the third movie in the trilogy left that really weirdly wide open. It was a lot.
Oh yeah. And the next movie, the kid who is adult now has Chucky's head, but at the same time, he Chucky has managed to go further with his power, with his abilities, and able to
his abilities are he's a doll with a knife.
Yeah, but he's got a new ability where he can split his soul into different dolls. What? Oh yeah. So when she's in the medical the mental institute, he one of his soul shards dolls goes in there, tries to get her and try to finish off the job. Now
soul shards.
Yeah. So
that sounds like a Final Fantasy finisher move.
So I'm not gonna go too in depth with it, but at the end of that movie, like the kid from the Child's Play, he got everyone inside the mental institute. No, I won't. No. So what?
I'm never gonna watch this movie, but also we are horribly off topic.
Yes.
But at the same time, I'm so incredibly intrigued.
Exactly. So
horror movie podcast when?
I know, right? So when it ends, as it ends, another character from old Child's Play pops in too. And I'm like, what? I don't know who she was, but she
maybe it was the girlfriend from the second one.
It was something because she's bigger now. Again, I'm a Chucky's anyway. I was just upset because Chucky has a family. He has a family.
Yeah, no.
You know? And
but that's from the third movie, and the third movie honestly kind of sucked because it did this weird meta thing where it just didn't read. I don't think,
right. And the writers, the thing is about the studio, they fired all the original cast and everything, and so the original writer of it, the creator of Chucky, he's gone. He's not in there anymore.
What?
Yeah, I'm like, what?
That sucks for him.
Yeah, and it was his.
That's his franchise.
And Jennifer Tilly was yeah, that's not my Chucky. Jennifer Tilly was was not about that life, and yeah, it was weird.
I mean, I wouldn't be either.
Yeah. Anyway.
Digimon, digital monsters,
exactly.
Digimon are the champions.
So
let's talk about this new anime.
Yeah, we're calling it new. So what's
is it?
No, yeah, it's new. It's new, but so let me.
It's like a reboot of the franchise,
it's
right?
100% reboot. So I want to hear your opinion on this. What's your take on it? You watched all 3 episodes that just came out.
Yeah, I binged all 3 episodes recently. I'd like to preface this by saying that I have no experience with Digimon. I was a Pokemon kid, ride or die my entire childhood. Digimon came on TV, I would switch the channel to Xiaolin Showdown. The only experience I have with Digimon is in the 5th grade classroom library. There was a book that was like a Pokedex for Digimon, and me and 3 other boys in the classroom would fight over that book hardcore every silent reading period. And in 7th grade, I was sick with the flu and I binged an entire 400k word Digimon Pokemon crossover fanfiction where Ash and Hikari were dating and they killed Giovanni because Giovanni killed Ash's dad, and it was weird. And that's all I know about Digimon.
Ooh, wait. Who is Giovanni? From Pokemon,
Giovanni is the leader of Team Rocket.
Wait, really?
Yeah, the mafia guy who leads Team Rocket with the Persian, and he's always being...
Oh, Giovanni. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay, I know who that is now.
Yeah, and Hikari and Ash killed Giovanni because Giovanni killed Ash's dad in the canon of that fanfiction. Apparently, it was weird, and I didn't know who any of the characters were except for Ash. I think Misty was there, but Misty was only there to serve as romantic tension of trying to break up Ash and Hikari, and it was a lot, guys. I've tried to find this fan fiction again, and I can never find it. I've never found it again.
Is Hikari the one girl that actually liked Ash?
No. It was a crossover of Digimon and Pokemon, and Hikari is Tai's little sister, I think, with Gatomon.
So you do know...
Gatomon is her Pikachu, right?
Gatomon is his Pikachu, pretty much.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, because I got a little plush Gatomon in a grab bag one time at my university's anime club.
Oh.
So that's another Digimon
Oh wow.
thing that I've done.
I know. See, I know Ash had one girl that really liked him, but like
Serena?
is that her?
Because I know in the X and Y anime, they did an arc where Ash was traveling with, his new group of friends that he gets every region. And the girl in that region was Serena, who was the X and Y protagonist. And she was, just... I generally don't like the boy crazy archetype for girls. And they totally did that for Serena, and she was just like, oh, I'm in love with Ash. And the fandom just like took that and ran with it, and Serena is just... I don't like her. I just don't like her, and I feel like I'm going to get crucified for saying that.
Oh, really?
I'm very sorry. Actually, no, I'm not sorry.
So her name was Serena?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the female protagonist's name.
Let me see. No, not Serena. There was a
Not Serena?
No, it wasn't Serena. There was another girl that actually wait a minute. No, it couldn't have been Serena. Like there was another girl because when they was traveling together, there was I think she was a gym.
Wait, are you talking about Misty?
No. That was another, but she wasn't traveling with the group. She was like, there was just one of their stops, one of these gyms. So there was this,
that just sounds like a random episode that I never watched.
Yeah, it was a random, it was a one episode thing, and like she actually liked him and everything. And the crazy thing is they didn't really go into that direction because Pokemon, they don't want to really do anything that really ties them down too much, which is the
yeah, no, Pokemon is very episodic.
Yeah.
It has like an arc over the entire series, but they're not gonna go back to a random town. They're not like
exactly. And what that really means is that like when you see a show like Pokemon or Digimon, like because Digimon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Digimon wants to go into a direction of Pokemon in a sense that like they don't want to be tied down to what they want to do, and the main goal is is money, and of course that's fine. But like my gripe with like Digimon is that so you saw like the first, second, third episode, like them evolving and everything. Now in the original Digimon, that took ages for it to happen. That took so long. There took so much character development. It just so much had to happen before all of that happened.
Because like digivolving is like a big thing, right? It's
thing.
But like, don't you have to like have a connection to like your Pokemon trainer in order to digivolve, basically?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. Yes.
What?
That's
oh my god! I got it right.
Yes, that you had to have like a deep connection with it, and so when it happened, now this would only be explained of this happening so fast if they knew each other, like Gazumon knew like I almost say.
Did you say Gazumon?
Yeah, the orange dinosaur thing.
Agumon?
I'm terrible.
Why am I correcting you when I don't know anything about Digimon?
I'm bad with names.
Oh, okay,
I'm really
that's
bad
valid.
With names. This needed this connection. Now, my problem is that the writing, they didn't want to do the same thing that they did with the old Digimon, which was go real deep into character development and all these things. Like this stuff is,
that sounds like that would have slapped.
Yeah. And that's what they did. And like then, and in fact, the old Digimon, they went into the digital world and hung out for like a long time, like traveling and adventuring and all that stuff. But here it seems like they're just popping in, popping out, popping in, popping out. And granted, this is only 3 episodes in, but I can tell you, like just from seeing them evolve. So when you saw them merge together like that, they weren't.
Yeah, that was like polymerization.
That didn't happen until like the last few episodes of the of Digimon, the old Digimon. That shouldn't have happened.
Really?
Yeah, that's
crazy.
There was so much build up that when it happened, you could feel it. You could feel
yeah,
that.
like it was like a really good emotional payoff.
Exactly.
See, my thing was, while I was watching this entire episode, is my biggest question was just, oh my god, where are they going to power scale from this? Because like you see this a lot in anime and a lot of other like cartoons that have like a big bad in them. You defeat the big bad, but then the show must go on, so you need an even bigger bad. And then you defeat that big bad, and you need an even bigger bad. And, like, if they're doing polymerization digivolving in episode 3, they are setting themselves up for terrible, terrible, terrible power scaling in later episodes. Like, what are you gonna do when you've polymerization digivolved your entire party and you still can't beat the big bad? Are you just gonna lose? Are you just gonna, you know, explode and watch the Digiverse fall into decay?
Exactly.
As the servers aren't being upkept? I don't know. I don't know how Digimon works.
That's what happened with that's what's kind of happened with Marvel. I think it was Marvel. Yeah, Marvel, because you have Thanos, right? There's
Thanos snap.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could have defeated Thanos just by getting him into the right kind of YouTube argument, okay?
Thanos. See, the thing is with Thanos, he was the there was not really many like villains out there that was like badder than Thanos. And the only one like who like could have probably been like badder than Thanos is Galacticus. Which
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. So it was Galactus, like the big world-eating like god thing, and
that's just me before I go to Golden Corral.
That's funny. And when you set yourself up with that big of a of a build up, like it's going to be harder to try to top that later off. Like that's why a lot of like artists out there, like not anime artists, but like artists, like that's why they get like depressed because they can't one up themselves. That's what I heard like back in the day when.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Like when you're on an art journey, you have this really intense need to like compare yourself to other people who are also on an art journey, and you can absolutely shoot yourself in the foot that way because like. Okay, so I'm friends with people who like actually work like in the industry, right. And I have a friend who does backgrounds for she works for like a Netflix studio. I can't remember which one. I don't think she's told me because she's not allowed to tell me. Either way, she works in the industry, and she explained it to me like this. Everyone kind of specs into different skills. And as an artist, you're never going to be able to fully spec out your skill tree. So you're always going to be looking at someone who might be the same quote-unquote level as you, but they're specced into different skills that you don't have. And you're going to look at that person who's at the same level but with different specs,
right.
And you're going to say, wow, they're a better artist than me. But that artist that you're looking at might be looking at you and your different specs and say, wow, they're a better artist than me. It's not about people being better than each other. It's about where you're honing your skills and what you're working on to improve your technical drawing skills at,
Right.
So that's just my take on it. When she told me that, it was kind of like a light bulb moment, and it really helps me whenever I feel like, oh my gosh, my comic composition is awful. But then I look at someone with great panel composition who doesn't know how to draw women, and I'm like, never mind, I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah, that's what I don't know too much about like art too much. Like I know when I was younger I did a lot of drawing, and thank you to the Bookkeeper for giving me this drawing tablet so I can practice and keep my skills up.
Yeah, do more. Yeah, it's great when you have good tools are great. Good tools are great, but really it's about the artist using the tools.
Exactly.
Like I've seen paintings done in lipstick that like blow my mind.
Oh yeah. Wow. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And when you and when it comes to like the topping, topping yourself and trying to like top yourself again and top yourself again, like Digimon, they I feel like they just I think it's just more of a cash grab. Like it's hard for me to watch a lot of it's hard for me to watch a lot of reboots or something like that when like they. For example, they made a Fallout 76, right? Biggest cash grab. and
yeah, I've heard that Fallout 76 is just a lot.
They changed some things, like adding like NPCs and everything, but I feel like what might have happened, like if I'm trying to give them a benefit of the doubt, is that they had a budget. And not a budget. They had a deadline, and they had to hit that deadline, whether it was ready or not. They had to be out there, and then
and they started cutting corners to make the deadline instead of pushing back the deadline and making it a better product.
Because I'm sure if they and again, to give them a like a benefit of the doubt, someone's forcing them to hit that deadline. Because if you don't hit that deadline, you're going to get like a punish. You might lose some money. Like
that's just classic executive meddling.
And that's what the
classic bottom lining.
Exactly, and that's what the bookkeeper doesn't do when she has the artist comes into the library, to fill up some of these books. The bookkeeper, she said, "Hey, here's your money, like all in full. Now go have fun and draw." Kind
of almost like getting an advance. On like a book.
Yeah, and when it comes to working for the bookkeeper, like any artist like gets 200 to 300 up front, and like say, "Hey, do this for me. If you can finish that, then I'll be paying you again for another project. If you can't, if you run off with the money, you don't get anything else from us." Like
totally. You get blacklisted by the studio.
Exactly.
Like, hello.
Exactly. And
like, honestly, it's so much more fruitful just to like meet your deadlines and continue working than it is to just ditch a project. And
and the bookkeeper doesn't,
barring extenuating circumstances.
Right. And the bookkeeper doesn't even give deadlines. He said, "Hey, can you do this? Here's the money. All right, there you go." Because they are, if you're not rushing, and if you're just like doing like what you enjoy, or how you enjoy it. Because for one example, one of the books that were one of the mangas called Sugar Bottom. It was written and given to the artist and say, "Hey, you draw how you think this looks, like how you think like this should look." And like he took it and went the extra mile and just wrote like and just drew like pages after pages after pages, a webtoon kind of format, and and did that. And if Digimon is sudden like a But if like a Digimon is like trying to hit this deadline instead of just spending time to like because again they don't want to do what they did last time. Like they don't want to spend like all this time building up these characters, and at the same time
making them fully fleshed out. Yeah.
Right, and at the same time they probably can't. Now, like it's going to be much harder simply because you can't be in a room with the same people if you're like in lockdown country or lockdown city. Like a lot of these anime studios, they can't they have to stop production because their buildings are being shut down, so they can't make any more.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Exactly. And so it's going to be a lot harder for that kind of stuff to be put out. So it seemed like I don't. If I had to predict, I don't think Digimon will be too big of too much of loved by the old school. The new school maybe I can
totally see. Okay, all right, Mr. Bottom, allow me to hit you with this.
All right.
Do you think it's possible that maybe they're rushing the digivolving and the getting the cool stuff out because of pacing issues in the former series? Hear me out. I hear what you're saying about all the different cool arcs that the characters went through and the development, etc., etc. Is it possible that those super cool arcs, while they might have been great for the characters, might have just been filler that did not add to the overarching plot? And in this reboot, they're trying to get straight to the point of beat the bad guy, save the Digiverse, bond as friends later.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they have they're trying to get I'm hoping that they already know that the people who who grew up with Digimon like already like it and already like know like the direction, so they can like focus on something else, like the aftermath of what like all that stuff, because it seems like what they're doing is taking everything they did in the old series, packing it down into like a fewer episodes, and then pushing it further into something else. Like what if they decided to meet the old Digidestins, or new Digidestins like after them, like there's new ones after them. So what if they meet them, or like all that stuff, like if they did crossovers like that, oh, that'd be amazing. But one of the reasons why I have little faith in that is because a certain fight scene when after they merged and the two kids were like standing on the on his shoulders while he was fighting, like they literally
Deus Ex Mechamon.
Yeah. They literally had no emotion. They just had like just.
Did you just now get my joke?
Yeah.
He's not actually called Deus Ex Mechamon because he was a Deus Ex Machina.
Boo! Nah, I like that one. That was good.
Okay. Anyway, thank you. I was sitting on that one for a while.
You're so good. And so, when I was looking at like the main character's face, like while they were fighting, it just didn't really. It really.
They weren't emoting. They were just like, "Huh, we've got to beat the bad guy."
Yeah.
Instead of "Oh my God, we could. If you die in the Digiverse, you die in real life."
Die in real life, and he was just sitting there like, I don't know. It seems too, and that
sanitized maybe.
No, it just seems too like poor writing, or at least lazy writing. And maybe this is just because it's not for the old, it's for the new, like for the new kids, and that's probably what that would have to be the case, because clearly and I was reading some of the comments, like there's some comments out there or were saying that this is amazing, like all that stuff, but also at the same time a lot of them were saying the pacing is just it's
weird,
it's too fast.
It's different,
it's way too fast compared to the last one.
Allow me to hit you with this. This is a battle anime. This isn't a character-driven anime. This is a battle anime. It's Digimon Dragon Ball Z AU, where they're just trying to get matchups out as fast as possible. That was the vibe I totally got.
And I was hoping for that too, especially when because the trailer, you have the main character Taichi. I actually wrote this down.
Tai.
I did not.
His name is just Tai. His name is Tai.
Yeah, it's Tai. But I wrote this down. That's why I remembered it, because I would never remember it. So
because you're bad with names.
Exactly. So he, in the opening, he was the only one falling. Right. Normally, the whole team is falling. Like everyone, like all of his friends are falling. Like in the opening. But this time it was only him. I feel like, so I was hoping that it would be more centered around him and his development and all that fun stuff. I hope,
instead of bringing in all the other chosen
they
ones,
can bring in the other ones, of course, but I feel like he would be the one. But at the same time, like you know who did a battle anime great? Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball did about an anime great. You saw him right from a kid. You saw him rise from a kid all the way up to a god, over like the course of a bunch of episodes. And the thing is, what made the original Digimon so amazing is that there was build up between their relationship, Chachi and Garumon, there was a build up between their relationship, and
there were ebbs and flows.
Exactly.
And they'd disagree, they'd agree, they'd come together, they'd fight.
It was comedy.
It was natural.
There was comedy in the old one. Like this one, it's not even funny. I'm like, what?
No, it was a very serious. I was shocked actually at how serious it was.
And I like the seriousness, in all the stuff. Like even the old ones were like serious. I mean, but now this one's a little bit more dark and everything. But they did it great in that it was serious. That's the part I love. That they just got really.
This is like the Dark Knight of Digimon.
Exactly.
In a world where you digivolve in the first 15 minutes.
Exactly. That's exactly what
one boy will stand.
That's exactly what that is. And they have the great part that it is dark, but the bad part is that it felt too rushed. Like they wanted to get it out there. They like and that's when I feel like that's where the deadline really came in. And I think what the goal is because that looked more like a movie. If they would have just not make it a series,
actually,
and just
no,
made a
that's
movie,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, oh, this is just a TV movie.
Yeah. And
yeah, I felt that. It honestly reminded me of, oh man, what was that movie I watched? I did a movie night with a pal of mine in our art server on Discord, and we watched this really great movie that was kind of like Digimon, except it was not Digimon. It was off-brand Digimon, and it was really good, and if I can find the title of it, I will send it to you, and we should totally watch it and talk about it because it's good AF.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good. I will definitely text my friend in that art server, and I will get the title from him because I think it's really good. It was a really good movie. I liked it.
All right. Yeah. It was, I don't know. I was just a little bit disappointed. It was actually hard for me to finish the third episode. it was literally hard for me to finish the third episode. I was so tempted to say, hey, nah, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anime. Like and the emotions behind like them coming together and one of the characters, I ain't gonna say, I'm pretty sure a lot of my Digimon lovers will know who I'm talking about, but one of the characters died. One of the Digimon died.
What?
Yeah, a while.
They killed a Digimon?
Oh yeah, he died because and he was the Digimon of one of the small girls, and
oh my god, that's he rough. Died. That's a lot.
Yeah, but the thing is, because they're going so fast with this, when that happens, it's not going to have the same impact. It's like
absolutely
yeah,
not.
It's like well, yeah, he died. Yeah, well, it's not the same.
Yeah, like he might even be like a one-off episode character.
Exactly.
Where it's like he's introduced, he does his arc, he saves the day at the end of the episode, heroic sacrifice, but there that punch of, oh, that was a member of the team and he's gone, isn't gonna hit the same.
Yeah. And
that's crazy. That sounds like why did I change the channel when this show came on?
It was pretty deep. I know Ty's sister became possessed by a dark Digimon and everything, and was trying to take over the city. Yeah, she got possessed and was trying to take over the city, and I think it was Ty's sister. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but I believe
Hikari.
It was the one who had puppets on her hands.
Puppets.
It might not be this group of Digidestins. It might actually be an older group of Digidestins.
Wait, I'm sorry. There's different chosen ones.
Yes. So this is the first. These are the first. There's some others that are second, and then there's another third, and then they came back with the first again.
Never mind. I'm changing the channel again. I'm gonna go watch Xiaolin Showdown now.
Xiaolin Showdown was something else.
Xiaolin Showdown slapped.
Oh yeah.
Xiaolin Showdown is high key my special interest, and I'm not going to talk about Xiaolin Showdown because we will be talking about Xiaolin Showdown for 3 hours.
I was really hoping for the bad guy from Xiaolin Showdown with the swirly glasses. I was hoping he would win.
Jack Spicer.
Yeah,
that's Jack Spicer, evil boy genius, Emperor of Darkness, ruler of the world.
Yeah, I like that character. I really was hoping he was gonna to win and everything.
Get a redemption arc.
Yeah,
you and everyone else in the fandom.
Because I don't know.
You're opening Pandora's box right now.
Right?
I hope you realize that. I am physically restraining myself from going on an autistic info dump.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not using autistic in a mean version and as a slur. I am autistic, and this is my special interest. Yeah, we should. Yes. We should cover that eventually. That seemed like if we do an American cartoons episode, I am putting my vote in for Xiaolin Showdown because I know everything about that show. I know a lot about the pre-production. I know a lot about the production. I know a lot about it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So, I say I would actually be happy to go into that right now, but we was talking about Chucky and we talk about Digimon.
We've talked about everything but Digimon in this episode. Digimon is gonna be the one on the title, but really it's secretly this is a Chucky and Xiaolin Showdown podcast.
I know exactly. But I gotta stream a little bit, so
Wackadoodle.
So, this is our first.
Right.
This is like the library's first podcast, and I'm just so happy that Yuki was here to do it with me because
Hi.
Yeah.
Or bye.
Yeah, bye. Yeah, too late. You should have said that from the beginning.
Uh-oh.
But
Yeah.
But yeah, 'cause right now I know we still have the right now the app is still trying to be put through the library's app is still trying to be put through the Google Play Store. But at the moment it's just off for
It's a lot.
Yeah, but at the moment it's just off for our own websites, which is like, you know, whether we use Google Play or not, like we like have our own website. Like the Bookkeeper has her own website, and but yeah. Anything else we should talk about before we end this?
Digimon, digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. I like that. It's an earworm.
All right. Bye bye.